Hi everyone, welcome to this free video playthrough Pro and Expert Division for the California Ultimate Tournament here on the BK Golf Clash YouTube channel. All 9 holes of Juniper Point coming your way in this video. Thumbs up from you or subscribe will be massively appreciated if you are new here. Very warm welcome to the channel. Check out the homepage for other playthroughs, tutorials and Golf Clash guides, all designed to help you improve at the game. Most of the shots here are tailwind angles, which fits the modifier beautifully, apart from hole 7, but as I explain in the commentary, the idea of the rough bump I play there is still very much the same. Timestamps in the description down below. Good luck everybody. Here we go. Any form of tailwind, I'm going to be blasting it over there. Tighten ball, we're going to be absolutely fine. 6 bars of topspin, 2 bars side spin to the left, going with the A-pop because we need it for the curl. Max plus 10, push back up to max. Then we're going to go with full overpower. You see, I'm going to use what looks like a lot of curl here. The reason I'm going with this is because we have wind from left to right. It's going to push us towards the bunker. If we have wind the other way, would need to reduce the curl. Full overpower with the Titan. Obviously you can go with the Berserker and less overpower if you want to. Hitting perfect, and even though we're using a lot of curl, look, we are still only just missing left of pin. Just rolling onto the fringe, very, very makeable wedge. Hole number 2, as long as we don't have predominantly tailwind, I am going to play with the sniper and I'm going to go with the backspin approach. 2 bars right spin, between 5.5 and 6.5 bars of backspin depending on the wind. Here it is all about trying to catch a mini funnel towards the pin from the slope, top right corner of the green as we look. What I don't do here though, need to do more of, is anticipate the second bounce wind effect. We do miss this one to the left. The adjustment I make here is mid-distance 20% elevation. We do have a more headwind, I would be playing maximum numbers instead. So mid plus 20. And we do get the general idea of it here with a perfect ball. However, this is one where I think a token would be good just to see how much offset you are going to need. As you can see, we do come in too far to the left here, so we either go with more adjustment or we go with more offset to begin with. If we just aim that one more square to the right, we're going to be very close indeed. Hole number 3, we have some tailwind here, so I'm going to go aggressive with the Titan. Play with 6 bars topspin. Stupidly, I reduced this to 5 topspin. I didn't need to. 2 bars side spin to the right, stretch out, find our position. Then we are going to adjust max plus 10, then push back up to max. Can go with a Berserker if you want to use less overpower. Here I'm going with max, but I did need to stick with 6 bars topspin. Plenty of curl to the right, almost 1 ball outside the adjustment ring to the right. We do hit great left here, so we are going to be nearer to the rough on the left than we would like, but we still do find the fairway, and that's absolutely fine. Obviously a perfect would have put us a little bit more away from the rough. 392 yards. Obviously if you have more topspin and if you'd have gone with 6 bars like I wanted to, we'd have been a little bit further, so we would probably have been in max distance Thorn here rather than Grizzly, but we still have a chance. I'm playing here 20% slider plus 10% elevation. I was judging from the minimum distance line how far I was from min. Check out the Academy playlist, tutorial videos for min, mid and max, and also slider and rings from min guidance. So 20% slider, 10% elevation. The ball guide did disappear, however, because there's a lot of flight time before the tree, I didn't actually need to go with any curl. And we dropped that beautifully, ball guide to hole for an albatross. On this par 3, I would recommend that you're going to bounce over from the right-hand fairway circular pad, because the left-hand fairway that's connected to the green is extremely bumpy. So I'm adding backspin and a little bit of side spin here, depending what the wind angle is doing, of course. Having the blue ring, the kind of top and the left-hand curve of the blue ring lined up with that fairway pad. You can see the ball guide is short and to the right of pin, because that is then going to compensate for the wind push. We've got kind of cross tailwind in this example. Adjusting 1 to 1, so 6 rings for a 6 mile/hour wind. Now, look at the bunker there. If you're adjusting for crosswind in the other direction, it will cause you to adjust down to a lower point, so compensate for that if you need to. But with this setup here in this wind angle, we're dropping it nicely. Now, hole 5, 4.5 topspin, 2 bars side spin to the left. We have a hint of tailwind here, but it's predominantly crosswind. Red ring touching the rough on the left at max with the power 3 ball. Max plus 20 is the adjustment. Here, what I needed to do, which I didn't, was I should have pushed up 2 or 3 yards because we do drop to a slightly lower point. Half wall curl to the left, and we are hitting perfect. Obviously, if you have wind pushing the other direction, you will need to adapt the curl a little bit. We only just made it across, which is why I said there I should have pushed up a little bit. We do have plenty of room. Bowl-shaped fairway is going to keep the ball in play unless you hit a horrendous great left or great right. Second shot, play true club distance plus 10% elevation. There is a sticky spot here. I did spend quite a bit of time trying to find it, but didn't quite get there. So in the end, I played this one, I think 85 to 90% slider plus 10. Problem I had here with the spins I had on, I didn't leave the ball guide short enough of pin. So we do come in a little bit on the hot side, which is going to happen with the design of the fairway and the green. So narrow miss to the right, but still a very, very good chance. True club distance plus 10 is what I would recommend. Hole number 6, going with the narrow strip of fairway to the left. Power 2 ball here, 4 bars top spin, which I then decide to go with 4.5, and 1 bar side spin to the left. I would recommend aiming a little bit more left of centre here because the wind is going to push us to the right. Max plus 10 is the adjustment here, and I don't push up to max because I don't think we need to. Obviously, power 3 ball can be used as well, but we do hit this one perfect. If you are using a power 3, I would just dial back on the top spin slightly. There you can see the wind did push us a little bit too close to the rough, which is why I do advise just aim slightly off centre if you do have level crosswind. Second shot from here, going to be playing true club distance with the thorn. And I want to either go with no spin or a little bit of backspin. I'm finding the min line here and I'm pushing up rings from min. As I mentioned earlier in the video, if you don't know about that concept, check out the Academy playlist. We do have a tutorial about it. It's a very, very good way to drop more shots. I'm pushing up here around 14, 15 rings, so I'm playing this one 15% slider. And because we're playing uphill, I'm going minus 10% elevation. I do decide to go with half a bar of backspin in the end, just looking at the ball guide and judging my experience of playing with the thorn. Pulling over the bullseye here, as I said, 15% slider, minus 10% elevation. We have an excellent chance at a drop here. We're just away on 0 seconds on the clock, but it does drop beautifully for a very nice eagle right at pin. Now, I only had a headwind example on this hole, unfortunately, but the way I play the hole in other wind angles is very similar, so obviously we'll need to tweak this, but the rough bump gives you the best chance. We're playing with a few bars of top spin and 1 bar left spin. Now, depending whether you've got headwind or crosswind from left to right or right to left, you can play on the rough on either side of the fairway, but the rough bump is the best chance. Using the quarterback here, obviously you can see we have direct headwind. Now, I adjust this one max plus 0. In crosswind, I would usually go mid plus 0. So obviously you will need to tweak the setup a bit with the modifier that's in play on this tournament. But the rough bump really is the best way forward. You can see here I'm just a little bit short of pace, but the rough bump is the best chance at the hole-in-one on this tough par 3. Tailwind on this hole means we can go aggressively and get to green. We're going with 4.5 top spin, 2 bars right spin. I would recommend you play with a berserker to remove the need of excessive overpower. Stretching out there with extra mile 8, and I can just see the third bounce just going into the far side of the bunker, and that's because the tailwind is going to push the ball guide on more than it is shown. So I let my target fall back to max rest. Then I'm going to adjust max plus 10 power 5 numbers, and I'm going to do a small push up here, and I'm pushing up by 3 rings, and that's based on the amount I'm estimating I need when I was stretching out my target. Obviously the top spin will vary. If you have a much stronger tailwind, then you will need to dial the top spin back slightly or do less push up. It's one of those you need to just take a token or two and get some tweaks, but we want to bounce once on that pad, second time on that pad into the rough, and then rolling out and maybe even getting a hole in one. Hole number 9 to finish then. We've got an interesting approach here, to be honest, playing aggressively on the second shot. Drive first, though, that we need to deal with, and we are bouncing over onto that circular area of fairway. So add your spins, get your second bounce just beyond the rough. So it's 4 bars top spin, I think, and then 2 bars side spin to the left. Adjustment max plus 15. Because I adjust downhill slightly, I do push up 2 yards just to compensate for the loss of distance on the aim point. Half a ball of curl to the left, obviously, because the wind is going to push us right. If we have wind the other way, you will need less curl. But we're just aiming to get towards the top area of this fairway, and that's absolutely fine. Could have pushed it a bit harder, but I'm still in range. And here, with this wind angle, I decide, do I want to go for a rough bump or do I want to play a containing shot? Obviously, if you don't want to go for the rough bump, just get yourself safely to the green for an eagle. However, 9-hole cup coming up, I do think we need to be a little bit more aggressive. Just trying to find a good position here and mixing around with the spins to try and get a good line to the pin. Playing with a decent amount of backspin, as you can see here. I do decide 2 bars of right spin is the way to go. And look, we've got a nice little route there to the pin. We're not at max distance of club, but the time is ticking on this one. I decide to play it max plus 20. Max plus 20. I do think this is an interesting route if we do have a good wind angle to attempt. First time I've ever played this shot, to be honest. I do hit perfect, and I'm quite pleased with the result. We hit the rough exactly where we want to, but just going to miss to the right edge, but still very good for a first look. Max plus 20. Thanks very much for watching this video here on the channel. If it has helped you in any way, please consider sharing it amongst your friends and clanmates in the game. Join us also on Facebook. Head over there, search for BK Golf Clash and join our free group. Loads of members there sharing shots. Free guides are posted, as well as loads of other great Golf Clash resources. So check us out there. You can join in the discussion and also leave feedback on the game in general. Finally, if you wish to help support the channel and keep the content free for everybody, please consider becoming a Patreon member. The link is in the video description down below. Good luck, see you soon, bye for now.